Hi everybody, you guys have been working so hard. We have covered so much in the last 2 weeks. Today, we're not going to learn anything new, but we're going to take what we know about fractions and see one way that we can apply it to real life. So, as you know from health class, nutrition labels on our food can give us an idea of what we're putting into our body. One thing that they tell us is calories, but we know that calories really aren't that important. What's more important is the amount of different ingredients that we're putting into our body. We want to know how much sugar, how much sodium we're putting into our body when we eat something. And nutrition labels can tell us that. But sometimes when we look at a nutrition label, we have to look really closely to figure out what the serving size is, because sometimes an entire package is not the amount that we're supposed to be eating. Today, we're going to take a look at some nutrition labels that I have in my home, and then I'm going to have you take a look at some nutrition labels that you have in your home, and you're going to see how that relates to fractions. So this right here is an example of a granola bar that I might eat. When I look at the back, it can tell me how much fat, cholesterol, sodium, carbs, and protein are in the bar. Now, one thing that I always like to look for is how many of each of these things are in the food that I'm eating. When I look at this bar, it says that the serving size is one whole bar. So if I eat the entire bar, this is how much of each ingredient I'll be putting in my body. But like I said before, not all foods have one serving size per package. Let's take a look at a few that don't. So this time, let's take a look at this can of soup. So if I look at the back of my can of soup and I look at my nutrition label, I will notice that it says about 2 servings per container. So in order for me to have just one serving, I would have to eat 1 out of 2 servings in this container, or half of the container. And that's where our fractions are going to come in today. We're going to find some different food items in our house, and we're going to figure out what fraction each serving size is. So for example, in this whole container, there are 2 total servings. So 1 serving is 1 out of 2, or half. Now we're going to do a few more examples together just so you get the gist before you go on to your assignment today. So this right here is a jar of sauce for Sloppy Joes, and on the back it says that there is about 7 servings per container. So for me to eat 1 serving, I would have to eat 1 out of 7 servings in the whole container, or 1/7. So here's another example. This is a candy wrapper, and it does say share size on it. So we know that there's going to be multiple servings in this bag. So if I look at my nutrition facts on the back, it will tell me that there are about 3 servings in this container. So in order for me to eat just the serving size, I would have to eat 1 out of 3 servings of the container, or 1/3. The last example I'm going to give is these crackers that I usually have like in my lunch or for a snack. And it says on the back on the nutrition label that a serving size is about 5 crackers. So that's much less than a whole sleeve of crackers. There are 5 crackers per serving, and it says that there are about 21 servings in the box. So if I wanted to eat just 1 serving, I would have to eat 5 crackers, and that would be 1 out of 21, or 1/21st of this box. Understanding serving size can help us keep track of the things that we're eating and the things that we're putting into our body. Sometimes we may think that a container is 1 whole serving size when there are many serving sizes within that container. today your task is going to be to gather 5 different food items from your kitchen and figure out how much of that container is 1 serving size. So, for example, like my granola bar, 1 whole bar is 1 serving size. So my answer would be 1 whole. With my soup, it was half of a can, or 1 out of 2 servings. Half of a can is 1 serving size. And finally, my sloppy Joe mix that I have, 1/7 of a can is 1 serving size. You're gonna find 5 food items in your house, and in your assignment today, you're going to tell me what fraction of that container is 1 serving size. Here's what your assignment will look like. The directions say below you will tell about each item that you found in your home. Each answer will look like these examples. These are the same examples from my video. So for number 1, we could say 1 serving size is half of a can of soup. And you'll just finish this sentence just like that for questions 1 through 5 on your assignment.